Welcome to the Mama Mudra podcast. I'm Kate Thompson-Duwe, and I believe that the wellness industry has a joy problem, so we're aiming to fix it. This podcast is where we bring in experts to challenge beliefs and tools to feel good, stay consistent, and build a life that works. Because in this community, joy is the new performance metric. We all know someone that completely shifts the energy of a room when they walk into it. People that feel warm and excited and open and bright and energetic and get you feeling excited. And today's guest is completely one of those people. Jeannie, I'm so glad that you're here today. Thank you for coming.
I'm so lucky that you think that about me. What an absolute privilege.
I've known you for years, and I genuinely have always thought this, and it's something that interests me because I want to know, and we're going to get into it today, if this is a conscious decision on a daily basis, because for as long as I've known you and everywhere I've seen you, whether it be in an office of mine, whether it be at a party, whether it be at a social function, whether it be at Postnet and Seapoint, you are always so warm and confident and bubbly, and just you impart and give off such beautiful energy that really influences and affects the people around you. And I think that's a really incredible life skill to have.
You.
It's a pleasure. So I want to unpack today, is it something that you have had since you were a child? Is it something that you sort of make a conscious decision to exude that day as you leave the house? Tell me about it.
I've always been a really happy, very high energy person, to the point that I once had a cousin and I was like, I'm just happy all the time. And he looked at me and he said, that's actually annoying. But yeah, I'm a happy person. I find I draw energy from myself, if that makes sense. And I find energy and I find positivity everywhere I go. It's not sustainable throughout the day. I've got to, recharge myself, but I am conscious of doing that.
So that leads beautifully into the thought with regards to consistency. You say that it's not sustainable. So how do you recharge yourself, and especially not just during the course of a day, during the course of different seasons? So, obviously, different things happen in life. There are super highs, there's super lows.
Yeah.
When things potentially aren't going as well as they look like they're always going for you based on your energy, how do you recharge that positivity and that joy?
I think happiness and joy are verbs. It's something that you've got to actively pursue and actively seek. So, everybody goes through hard times. Life is a roller coaster, and I know that's so cliche, but you're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows. Sometimes you only have really good highs because you've hit lows. You only know what goodness is once you've experienced badness. And I've had my share of badness, which is why I consciously refuse to let it affect me. I can't let things that I can't control hurt me anymore. So the things that I can control is how I harness my own energy, how I harness my own joy. And that is, you've got to actively pursue that. For me, I find joy in very simple things. So I love my quiet time. I feel I'm one of those people who needs to generate and regenerate on my own. I love, when my house is quiet and there's no one in it other than my dogs, which also bring me immense joy. I'm obsessed with them. But I really like the peace and quiet. I love my dogs, but then I also love music. I love art. I think somebody who wants to be a person who finds joy and who is happy needs to understand that you've got to pursue the things in life that bring beauty into your world. I want a beautiful life. I want the most beautiful life. So I actively build it to be a beautiful life. I don't want to wake up in a rush and be in a bad mood and have to have a coffee and have to get stressed out of rushing to a place. So I create an environment for myself every day that I can appreciate my mornings with the dogs. I can appreciate my mornings with my husband. I know that my kitchen is spotless because otherwise there will be no joy that day.
100%.
And so I actively make little things around my life easy and pleasurable so that I can enjoy them and find the love and find the happiness throughout the day. Yeah. I mean, I've met people in my life who didn't have like their favorite genre of music. They didn't know what piece of art has moved them in life. And I think, well, if you're going to be like that, then you might struggle to be happy.
Yeah, totally. It's something that we do with the wellness events that we've started doing called Sunshine People that I mentioned just now. And it really is about understanding how different we all are in terms of finding that joy and what makes you feel good. So whether it be a type of music, whether it be a type of movement, whether it be a type of breath work, how your brain type and how that influences all of the rest. And we literally try and find a pathway to your ultimate, feeling as good as you can, your ultimate joy pathway. Yeah. And it's exactly that. It's like you can't be intentional about your joy if you don't really know what sparks it. You can't just be like, oh, well, I feel good when I go out. You've got to understand your triggers. And I love that. I think it's really important to be that intentional every morning when you wake up, which isn't always easy. Yeah. But it's important.
There's that saying of fake it till you make it. Yes. But even with happiness, like apparently if you just smile. Oh, sorry. No, but good. That theory of just smile and scientifically the muscles in your face will start building a little bit of serotonin in your head. So that works. And obviously being on TV my whole life, forced to smile all the time. But I wasn't forced to smile. I had to smile. Yeah. But you have to be intentional about making that happiness, exactly what you said. So just try and find things, even if you're not feeling it. Yeah. Try and then put on your favorite song or go to your favorite place, phone your mom, do things that are going to spark warm, happy feelings inside of you. Totally. And then it gets like a snowball effect.
Exactly. It becomes habitual.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people with mental health problems are going to say, whatever.
Yes.
It's not that easy. And I agree. Yeah. It isn't for a lot of people. Yes. But where you can, the things that you can manage, that is, how you try.
Agreed. And do you think that emotional energy, which you are so good at putting out and have clearly trained yourself to do you think that it directly impacts the people around you on a daily basis? So, do you think that if you were more inclined to just wake up and actually just be in a bad mood because you're not feeling it, the people around you are in less of a good mood? Or when you wake up and you're being Jeannie and you're just like, you know what, I am going to have a great morning and I am going to sit here and have my coffee and look at this piece of art that I love and look at the ocean, and then it's going to uplift the people in your life.
Absolutely. It is infectious. Yes. And Kate, I'm Aries. If I wake up in the morning and I decide that I'm not in a good mood, that house is being burnt down. Somebody will die.
When you're in a bad mood, honestly.
No,
I think because it might be quite scary. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's terrifying. That's why I don't want to get there. I scare myself.
No one
I want to wrap myself
it.
in a straitjacket sometimes if I'm in a bad mood because I don't even know what's going to happen. But it's very, very intentional to allow your mood to affect the people around you. Yes. So, I've got a few friends that say, oh, I'm an empath. And I look at them and I go, you are definitely not an empath. So I don't think I'm an empath, but I am a very sensitive person. I take everything personally and I'm very sensitive. I'm also very sensitive of other people's verbal and nonverbal cues. Yes. And so I'm very aware of how their energy makes me feel, and then that makes me conscious of how my projections will affect them. And it's simple things. It's with your partner. It's with the people you work with. It can be with your children, your animals. My dogs can sense when I'm having a bit of a moment. They just clear the room
get
quiet.
Out. Mom's in a mood.
But even when, if you at the Woolies and you're busy packing your trolley and make eye contact with the woman that you're sharing 20 seconds with. You never know the impact that'll have on somebody's day. And I'm very conscious of that. I'm very conscious on how, because I know I've got a big presence, I've got big energy, and I know how that will affect people negatively and positively. Yes, so I purposefully want to make sure that it affects people positively.
So, I mean, that's the sort of the conceptual side of the answer, but do you have any actual practical things that you do if you are aware that you're maybe not in your bubbliest persona that morning or not feeling your optimal self, and you know you're going to be interacting with people and they have an expectation. You've got a very public profile. So people have projected an expectation of who Jeannie D is. Yeah. So if you're aware that that's not you on that particular day, is there something that you do to kind of get you into Jeannie D mode, or how do you approach it?
No, I like if I'm going through a lot, if I'm going through the worst part of my life, then I try and stay away from people. I will avoid friends. I'll avoid social engagements. I'll cocoon completely, and I'll just go into my own shell and hide and do whatever I need to do until things are okay. But also there's situations where you have to go to work. You have to, be there for some people. And I'm not going to say that I haven't thrown my fair temper tantrum in my life, which I have. And I mean, I've pitched up disgracefully in many situations, I'm sure. But I try not to. And when I think what can I do as a mantra or some kind of training to snap out of it, is I think my work was good training for that. Yes. Because you in engaging with people, often strangers, every single day, and my job is to communicate with them and make them look good, bring their best selves out in front of camera. It's not just about me talking to people or talking at people. It's about connection, and it's about connecting with people. So, in those moments, it's not about me. I've got to let go of everything that I'm feeling or itching or, manifesting or tormenting. And I've got to think, this not now, to figure that out later. And then I've got to connect with whatever I'm busy with and present with at that moment. And then what's so bizarre is naturally from giving your energy to somebody else and making somebody else your thought and your attraction or your purpose at that point, I actually don't feel bad anymore.
It's like you say with the smile. And it is so true. And I find myself saying this to my husband and my kids so often, because it's so easy to wake up when you're tired or when life is lifing and just be in a crap mood. It's easier than putting that smile on your face and making the effort. But inevitably, if you do put that smile on your face, and I often come down, I wake up an hour earlier than everyone else. I'll come down and I can spend that first hour literally just like schlumping on the couch, having my coffee and just not being that happy. But the second I go up to wake everyone up, morning guys, how, come on everyone, did you have the best sleep? Oh, we're going to have such a good day. And Sean's like, oh my God, shut up. Stop being so happy like your cousin. But then you do. All of a sudden you're like, actually, I feel amazing now.
Totally.
So it's interesting. It's training.
I'm Jeannie D. I'm not allowed to have a bad day.
Exactly. Imagine.
But when I'm alone in my kitchen scullery, trust me, I've smashed
you're just Jeannie
or two in my day.
Scary Jeannie comes out.
Portuguese Jeannie comes out. But I like, you know what is a good release? Is throwing something. No, I'm a thrower. But you do it without people because people can't see you, obviously. Yes. And I just love to throw something. Oh, it's really...
Speaking of throwing and letting out your Portuguese Jeannie, you recently got married.
I did.
So how has that affected your just experience of life and your daily moods? And I think you're still in the honeymoon phase, so you're probably still...
Yeah.
So you're still loving it, still making your life happier every day, which is beautiful.
Well, I saw on my Instagram algorithm that if you are in the right partnership, the honeymoon phase lasts forever.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so that's what I'm manifesting for myself right now. My honeymoon phase is going to last forever. But one thing that kind of makes me think of is if you are in the wrong relationship, it will be the worst thing you can ever experience in your life. Like worse than moving house, worse than getting fired from a job, worse than everything. It will be the worst and the most destructive thing for you. When you are in the right relationship, however, it will be the best thing in your life, literally. Everything else will fall into place when you're in the right relationship.
But it does require work.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that there is any such thing as just when it's right, it's just easy and perfect. No. It requires a lot of effort and a lot of work. But I think if it's right and you put in the work, there is nothing better. I've been with Sean now for 23 years and I can't imagine life without him. Yeah. But are there moments that I want to kill him? 1,000,000%. And vice versa. But then you go through those moments knowing that this is the right person for me and I can't survive without them. So I'm going to put in the effort to make this tricky moment better. You know, it's not just easy and naturally amazing every day. So I hear you with what you're saying, but it does
And you've
require
been married
effort.
forever.
We've been married 16 years and together 23. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But I still, he's the person that I want to go to when something great happens. He's the person that I want to go to when something terrible happens. He's the person I want to experience things with and travel with. And, you know, it's at that stage of longevity that I'm like, if he weren't around, like I would literally sit inside my house with my animals and never be seen again, probably.
No, if my husband doesn't exist, I don't want to exist.
No,
I don't want to be anywhere without him.
Exactly.
But like what you and Sean do so well is that you cheerleader each other so hard.
Oh, thank you.
It is so beautiful.
Thank
I'm a
you.
very teary person, by the way. Like I can
I thought I
cry
was going
all
to
the
cry.
time.
I knew which episode I was going to cry in today, and now
Oh, sorry. No, but
it wasn't this one.
love
No, it
makes
is.
me so
It's
like
beautiful.
it is so fulfilling to me. It's been the greatest thing in my life. And when you see it in other people, you just think, yeah, they got it.
I'm so
they get
happy
it.
for you.
But you and Sean cheerlead each other all the time, and you are each other's biggest fans, and you build each other. Like
Yes.
that is the work, and that is so important.
Totally.
And often you see people in relationships where they're like, oh, I've got to go home to my wife.
Totally.
I think, oh, does she want that?
Totally. It's so, I'll never forget, before I met Sean, I was in a previous relationship that I was convinced was the one, and I was head over heels, and my mom met him and was like, my love, this is not the guy for you. And I was horrified. I was like, oh, how can you say that? You know, I was so angry. And then she met Sean and she was like, this is your person. This is the person you're going to marry. And I wasn't even serious about him yet. I was like, I don't think you, Mum, you know, like I think your radar is a bit off here. And I asked her why. And she said exactly that. She was like, he's not accepting you just for who you are. He's wanting to make you into the ultimate version of yourself.
Yeah.
He's not going to be complacent and just let you be
Yeah.
Kate today. He wants you, he can see your potential and he's going to push you. And that's always been mine and Sean's thing is like when we got together, you know, we had very little, we hadn't achieved very much. And what we've achieved together, I don't believe that either of us could have achieved without the other. And I think that's the sign of when you adore each other, but you want everything for that person because you can see what they can achieve, you know.
How wonderful is that?
Yeah, exactly.
How lucky are you to have that?
Yeah, and I'm sure you as well.
Yeah, I'm so lucky. But you've got to create that luck.
Yes.
Because, like, you know, Michelle Obama said to her, if
Yes,
you weren't
exactly.
married to me,
He
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be married.
president.
And she
Exactly.
was like, no, if I was married
love
with that, he would be president. And it's exactly.
Totally. Totally, yeah.
Did you know immediately that Sean?
No, I was fresh off that breakup from that relationship, hated men, and was never ever going to date anyone ever again for the rest of my life, no question in mind. And he appeared, and it's a whole story. And he was very cocky and very arrogant, and was like the new promoter in town. And I was working the VIP. I was the hostess at the Fez in those days, and he just swanned in all full of himself and bravado and everything. And I thought that he was such an idiot. I really did. I was like, who does this guy think he is?
You can't issue Kate Gouveia too much attitude.
No.
You know?
And I'd been overseas for a few years, but I still thought I knew everyone in the scene and didn't know this guy. And he came all cocky and sort of, you know, was trying to sort of throw his weight around. And I thought, hold on, who the hell do you think you are? Like, excuse me, this is my town. You don't come into my town and tell me what to do. And then obviously it turned. He started trying to call me for meetings to work with me. He wanted me to do marketing for his events. I was like, and I wasn't even in marketing at that stage. And then we just connected. And then the second I started getting interested in him, because he's just got that heart. He's got the best heart and the best like warmth, Sean. And the second I saw that and started getting slightly interested, then all of a sudden he decided he was over it, and he started dating other girls, and he'd arrive at the club with all these different girls. And which was the smartest thing he'd ever done, because I would never have taken him seriously otherwise. And all of a sudden I was like, hold on, that's mine. What's going on? And then I started chasing him, and then the rest was history. It took us about a year to acknowledge that we were actually dating. So we kept on, we were just hanging out the whole time. And eventually someone was like, guys, can you please just,
get
you've
married
been together
already.
for a while now. Can we just acknowledge that you're seeing each other? And yeah, we've never looked back.
Wow.
So yeah, no, it's been a ride, but I'm so happy that you're settled down and so
it's
happy.
The best. It's the best. I'm really happy. I'm really lucky.
Good. I'm so glad. Good. What have you, since getting married and settling down, what have you learned about partnership? Because you are fiercely independent and have always been so. What have you learned about partnership that you didn't expect?
So I'm very independent. I can be single forever and be very happy with that. But what I've realized is when you are partnered with somebody who complements you, like a yin and yang, then that's when the balance is going to be just right. And I think that's, when it works, and then you can see why nothing else worked before. So my husband is a completely different kind of person to anyone I've ever dated before.
Okay.
And where I'm an adventurer and I'm out there and I want to do what's next, and I'm like that dog who runs on the lead, who won't stay like on the lead. I'm just trying to get ahead. He is my foundation and my anchor. Amazing. And so that combination just really works.
So is that what surprised you, because you've always dated people that were more like you previously?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And so just being grounded and being anchored and actually having the safety to allow myself to be more myself, I suppose, is really what I found the most loving.
That's so beautiful.
And for somebody to see you for who you really are and appreciate that and not want to change you and not want to control
just love you
I've
for
never
who you
had
are.
that before.
That's amazing. In a world that, there's so much, I mean, I know you've grown up on TV, but social media is so much bigger now than it was then. And I think there's the TV persona has always been quite consistent, and your top billing persona was very, like what TV personas were. So very overwhelmingly positive, confident, etc. But on social media, there's such an overriding sense of cynicism and negativity getting attention and getting likes and getting views. And you've never, ever tapped into that. You've always just been supportive, and you don't say anything unless you've got something nice to say. How do you navigate that in a world that so often rewards just being a little bit bitchy or saying something a little bit sarcastic just to get some attention? How do you stay so consistent in your positivity?
I find negativity so non-productive. I don't even think constructive criticism is that constructive. I find negativity just to be damaging and quite selfish, because you never know how somebody is going to be receiving that. The hate comments that I see online that some people get, I just think are so toxic. And I hope people realize who the people are that are making those comments. They are not people that you would ever take advice from in your real life if you had to see them face to face. And if they had the balls to tell you what they're happy typing on some stranger's platform, they would never say it to your face. And so they're not people with substance or any kind of value that you should take any of their opinion from. I cannot bear that hate. It is so toxic. And also, if you're the kind of person who feels that you're at liberty to tell somebody about what they're then just have a little look at yourself first before you want to criticize somebody else.
And say it to yourself. There's no reason to put it out there.
Totally.
No one, it's not making anyone feel good. It doesn't even make them feel good. It's that pervasive negativity.
If I see something online and if it's not great, then I think, that wasn't great. And I carry on scrolling. I don't understand the people, what possesses them to go, you look old.
I know.
Well, good for you.
How is that in any way?
How's that affected your life?
Exactly. And what good is ever going to come out of that?
Yeah, you look fat in that skirt.
Terrible.
Cool, Brew. Don't buy it.
Yeah. Awful. I know. I've had some comments that I'm just like, I can't believe you would say that. What? But okay. Yeah. I hope that made you feel really powerful and really important and really big.
Well, I did a beauty campaign for a brand. I'm not going to say the brand, obviously, but I did this beauty campaign for a brand that is supposed to celebrate women aging. Yes. Okay. And so I go and do this. And I mean, of course I'm aging. It's supposed to happen.
Everyone's aging. Everyone.
And what a privilege it is to age compared to the alternative.
Totally.
And all these women in the comments saying, "Oh, she's past her sell-by date. Oh, she's aging." This was the point of the campaign, my darling.
Yeah.
And you are clearly look 20 years older than me. Why? Where does that nastiness come from? Where does that bitterness come from? And that hatred for other women. It's
horrible.
It's tired, actually. Like, go to therapy.
Yeah.
Go
Fix
read
yourself.
a good book.
Exactly.
Phone your mom. Get your dad to apologize to you.
Exactly.
It's not cool anymore.
Totally, I agree.
So
how do you protect, as in comparison to when you were younger and starting out, which I'm sure must have been harder to protect your emotional well-being and energy when things like that happened? How do you protect yourself now if there are negative comments, which clearly you don't let affect you, versus how you did then?
Yeah, so luckily in the peak of my career, social media didn't really exist.
Yes.
So that was great.
Yes.
Also, we were traveling so much. I was always out of the country. So if Heat magazine decided to say that I looked terrible in a bikini, I didn't read that edition. So I didn't get to see it. I didn't absorb myself in it. I always wanted to do what I did because I loved the work. I wanted to travel. I wanted to meet people. Being famous in South Africa is like being rich in Monopoly. It wasn't really high up on my scoreboard.
That's a great analogy.
So it wasn't really what was important to me. And for some reason, I've been really lucky that I've never been a target of mega hate or any mega scandals. Thank God.
I don't think that's luck, though. I think it's everything we've spoken about in this time together. Like, I think it's hard to overwhelming or overridingly hate someone that is so completely positive and full of happiness and joy and smiles and is making other people feel so good. You can have those little singular bitchy comments from horrible people hiding that won't say it to your face. But I think in general, and also I don't think you've ever really done anything that warrants national hatred, you know?
You remember when Twitter or X was still a thing? There was this one Comedy Central thing and they wanted to make me read my mean tweets. And I thought that was so funny because I never get like mean tweets. But the ones that they found were hilarious.
Okay.
And I could understand where the anger was coming from. Somebody wrote, like it was during the drought in Cape Town, you know, when we had to like put our buckets in our showers. Somebody wrote, Jeannie D looks like someone who baths with a full bath every night. And I was like, I do actually. I give that energy. Like there's a bath bomb in there, bubbles. It's fact.
No conscience, nothing. You're enjoying
don't
it.
care. I'm having that bath.
That's hysterical.
So I thought that was quite fun.
That's amazing.
As far as hate comments go, I'll take it.
What do you think that people misunderstand the most about happiness? I mean, I'm already answering the question as I'm asking it, because I think that from my perspective and based on everything that you've said, it's the intentionality behind happiness, you know, like the fact that it is a conscious decision, not a choice, a decision that you manifest.
Yeah.
But what else do you think that people misunderstand about, you know, I think it's so easy for people to be like, oh, well, obviously she's happy. Look at her life. You know, it's perfect, which is absolute nonsense. No one's life is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, what else is there, do you think, that people just don't get?
The same people that say, oh, it's easy, look at her life, are the same people that were commenting about Kylie Jenner being a billionaire on the Forbes list and saying, oh, but of course she got there. Well, Rob Kardashian's not on the list.
Yes.
So, and he had the same tools to go ahead. So if it's so easy, why doesn't everybody do it?
Do it yourself, exactly.
So a lot of people think, you know, in the olden days when people used to be like, oh, don't smile too much because people are going to think you're not intelligent or nobody likes the funny girl.
Because they give you lines. I was like, I love those lines.
No. Nothing in life is that funny.
Stop making me laugh, for God's sake.
No, enjoy the laughter. It's going to make you happy. Bring joy. I love being happy. No, I love being happy because I know how much I hate being unhappy.
Totally.
And it is a conscious effort. And to the people who say, oh, obviously it's so bad, it is a conscious thing that you need to practice. Yes. You need to get into a habit of finding the things that are going to bring happiness out of you.
Agreed.
I'm quite a guarded person. Not everybody gets close to me, and I like it that way. Yes. I like having my privacy. I like having my people. I like having my world. Yeah. And so maybe people beyond that don't get to see my anger or rage or moodiness because what's
Why
the
should
point
they?
of that?
Yeah.
It's not elegant.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I don't enjoy watching people crying on social media.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think we need to be. I think we need to have the tools to understand our vulnerabilities and our triggers and what makes us sad. But I don't think strangers on the internet need to see that.
Yeah, some things are just private.
Yeah, like phone your sister and have a good cry. Don't set up a camera and then go and have a cry.
Yeah.
I think, connection and having a respect for your joy as well as your sadness and appreciating that both are just as important and both should be considered equally.
And I think there's a lot to be said for true happiness comes from also protecting parts of your life. There's I think that as soon as you open yourself up too much, I'm also an incredibly private person and have always been. And it's how I protect my own energy. I very often reach stages that I'm just like, okay, enough. I just need to go and be away from people.
Totally.
Like I've had too much people, like too much of my energy being taken from me. I now need to walk off, which is hysterical considering how often I host. And I'm always throwing events and stuff, but I often get to stages of needing to conserve my energy. And I think there's a lot to be said for it's easier to retain an overwhelming level of happiness and joy in your life when you have a big part of your life that's just for you.
Exactly.
The more you open everything up, the harder it is to keep it positive because there's just so much other energy then impacting it.
Sure. And there's levels.
Yeah.
So because you are so powerful, because you understand how to protect and how to nurture and how to preserve that joy, that you can go onto stages and go and share your joy and your opinions at these festivals because it's at a different layer. And a lot of people don't understand that they can have you on that level, but they don't get to access the personal little bits about you.
Totally.
And so you've got to be able to be present on lots of, because if I'm having the worst day of my life and I've just threatened to stab my husband and I've walked into Woolworths and somebody says, oh my God, I love you. She doesn't need to know about my bad day.
Totally.
I must just present myself in the best way possible. I've listened to this interview with Jim Carrey when they asked him about how he struggles with, fame and people thinking that they can have too much of him. And he handled it so well. He said, something that I've done in my life has created a world and a reality around me that everywhere I am, people only want to be good to me and they only want to be kind to me and present their best selves to me. And obviously, I'm not on Jim Carrey's scale. I'm the TV version.
Yes.
But that resonated with me because from years on TV and radio and in my life, I've created an environment where wherever I am, people just want to be good to me. Or maybe not.
No, but
but they want to present their best selves to me. And who am I to be in a bad mood?
Totally. No, you can't rebuff that with rudeness.
No.
Totally. Yeah. That's incredible. Last question. What at the moment is bringing you the most joy and happiness and excitement in your life?
It's always been the same thing, travel.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love traveling. And I feel...
you manifested your dream life then.
Exactly. And I feel like it's a good trade-off because I always thought I was going to get married young. I thought I was going to be a young bride and a young mom and, kind of live how my mum and my aunts have lived.
Okay.
And that wasn't to be. So the trade-off of that has to be the most epic life otherwise.
I can only imagine.
So I make it beautiful and adventurous and fun and interesting. And I love going through museums and churches and music festivals and beaches.
I hope there's a biography coming at some stage because, just from watching you and your Nez, the amount, if you look at your, I'm sure, numerous passports by the stage that you've gone through, the amount of places that you've been, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been such
and I
a
hope
gift.
you sit and you think about it sometimes and just know how incredibly blessed you are to have
Kate,
experienced
you
this
won't
unbelievable...
believe the appreciation
It's
and the
amazing.
gratitude that I have for that experience. It is literally the best thing thing that's ever happened to me in my life, is the ability to see what I've seen.
Yeah, and to bring it to so many people. I mean, that was obviously the purpose.
Yeah.
We maybe weren't there in person, but you did. You brought it to so many people that potentially would never have had considered going to places like that.
No, it's been a wild ride.
Amazing, and you're just getting started. Thank you so much for being here today. We are all done. I've loved the time with you, and I really appreciate the insight. I think that it's really important, and it's such a good reminder when I speak to someone like you that happiness is not something that we come upon once we've put in all the work and we've done all the, ticked all the boxes and we've done all the right things, then we finally discover our happiness. It's something that needs to be chosen on a daily basis. It's something that then impacts your life in every way and makes your life happier, but ultimately it's a conscious choice. So thank you for being here and telling us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been so special.
I'm loving your podcast. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
So much.
You know what's so funny? You worked so hard in marketing and PR and that your whole life, trying to find a person like this so that you could push your brands through and do your thing. And it was you all along. No, I love it because it makes so much sense.
Thank you.
It's such a perfect fit.
Thank you, Jeannie.
So well
I appreciate that. Thanks, my love. If this episode shifted something with you, share it with someone who needs it. Because the wellness industry doesn't change from the top down. It changes through conversations like these. So subscribe, and stay close. We're not chasing wellness anymore. We're redefining it through joy. See you next week.